Happy New Year! And welcome to the Antisocial Podcast. Not quite New Year yet. This will be out just shy before 2016 rolls in. I thought I'd do a special New Year's Eve podcast. I don't know if this will be out on New Year's Eve, but it will be out the week of. A bit of an interesting episode, special one. I thought I'd try something different and make this a little bit interactive. I've done a couple of interactive ones so far, and I'll keep doing things. So if anyone, actually, just to go off on a tangent straight away, if anybody has any cool ideas to make the podcast more interactive, if you've got any ideas for a particular episode, something, a topic, or I don't know, anything, let me know, because I'm very, very keen to try lots of weird and wonderful things in the new year, and just continue to make this thing bigger and better. Even if we just try it once and it fails miserably, we'll have a good laugh, and it'll be there on record for everyone to listen to forever moving forward. But yes, for this one, I had decided to make it a little bit interactive. What I did the other day was put a shout out to a stack of people that I know and ask them what their top 5 whatever is of 2015. So in other words, I let them pick a subject of whatever the hell they wanted. There was no restrictions whatsoever. They could pick anything, and whatever their top 5 of that subject was, or that particular topic or theme or whatever it might have been for the year. So there's a lot of interesting ones in there. You'd be amazed actually of how difficult this was to put together. I actually thought the concept was quite simple, but for some people I really had to explain what I was trying to do a few times over before people started to click and understand what I was on about. So have a listen. You'll get a laugh out of this. There's some serious ones in there. Some stuff that people were quite psyched to give their top 5 of a particular thing. I think there's a few album reviews and some other things in there as well. But there's some really, really funny ones as well. A massive heads up, and not that I really give a heads up ever, because I throw F-bombs around, and I'm pretty sure I've thrown the C-bomb around a few times as well. And there's a language warning on this podcast in general anyway, but there's definitely some language in this one, some colourful points throughout this episode. I assume that if you're listening to this and you're still listening to this now, that it will not deter you, because you would have heard it multiple times already over the previous episodes. But yes, it's very funny. Lots of cool things in there. I've got all the guys from my band that are in there, so try and pick them out. And I've actually had quite a few people from overseas as well who participated. And just to give a bit more background, what I did is I did the shout out. I did it online through Facebook, and just got people to let me know if they were interested. And what I did is told them to introduce themselves, where they're from, or whether they were from a band or a business or whatever it might be, and then to introduce their top 5 and go through it. And I told them that their phone call couldn't last any more than 2 minutes. That was just to ensure they didn't give some long-winded essay explanation of each point as to why they believe that this particular thing was 5 over 4 and whatever it might be. So some people screamed through it. Some people didn't even give an explanation. They just rattled it off. Other people went into a bit more depth. Some people just went off on a complete tangent and started, having conversation and whatnot. I haven't even sent the files to Damien yet, but he's going to have a bit of a task on his hand, because it's quite a mess of files there, but it should sound pretty good once it's all slapped together. So I hope you have a good laugh. When you're listening to this, there will be show notes on this. What I'm planning to do is put the list of all the top 5s on the website so you can see them, and I'll be sure to tag as many people into the episode as possible, so you can all pass it around and have a laugh. But I thought it'd be a great way to round out the year. Some people can give their thoughts on the year that's passed, and I guess a big New Year's cheer for 2016. And I won't do an outro for this particular episode. I'm just going to leave it as an intro only. Really do hope that everyone has a fantastic year ahead. I've always been a bit of a smartass when it comes to New Year and people with resolutions and whatnot. And I think, if you're going to make a change, just make it straight away. Don't wait until the new year. It's not a clean slate. It's just another day. but I do understand the significance for a lot of people as well. So I really do hope that you have a great new year. You learn a lot more. You get exposed to new things. You try new things. Stay open-minded. Try to chill out. Don't get angry. Don't get into Facebook arguments. I'm still working on that. And just be happy and enjoy the new year. There's going to be a lot of great things happening for everybody, I'm sure. And even if it ends up being a rough one, try and always find the silver lining of the situation. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So plow through it, head down, and you'll come out bigger and better than ever. And finally, before we kick in, I may as well do a little bit of housekeeping. Andy Social, the code word to use on our Lord online store, lord.net.au/store, 10% off everything on the store. As always, forever moving forward, my way to say thank you. And I will have other things down the track in the new year that I will offer as far as discounts, giveaways, whatever the hell, just to say thank you along the way for the continued support. And find me on Facebook. You can just search Andy Social Podcast on the search bar, or just type in facebook.com/Andy Dowling Official. Twitter and Instagram, just type in Andy Dowling. You'll find me there. And iTunes. I'm only fixated on iTunes because I use Apple. So please get on, if you do have an iPhone, download the podcast app. You can listen to the podcast through the app. It's so easy, and there's so many podcasts out there to listen to. If you're relatively new to the podcast world, I strongly urge you to give it a shot. If you are looking for recommendations, hit me up online and ask me. I'll give you a whole list of really, really cool ones that have actually inspired me to get started with this. So that would be the best thing to do. Once you get that, you can rate and review. There's a 5-star thing. Give me a rating. I'll leave a 1 sentence or a 3 or 4 word review. It all helps. It helps me get up the charts, and funnily enough, I don't need that many reviews and ratings to really sort of make a dramatic impact on the charts there and pull more people to the podcast. If you're using another device, if you're using Android or anything of such, or using an online streaming site, if there's any way to leave a comment or any sort of sharing mechanism, please get interactive on that. It all helps. It can be a huge help for me. And if you're listening straight from the website, please go and comment at the bottom of the page. I'm pretty sure there's a comment feature on there. If not, then just ignore everything I'm saying right now. But jump on there and leave your 2 cents, even if you want to hurl abuse. At least it's interactive, and there's activity on the page, which is great to see. Anyway, as said, all the best for 2016. Great things in the pipeline, and I really hope that everyone has a fantastic and productive, enriching, enlightening, whatever, a year of growth, no matter what happens. And we'll speak soon. Thanks for the support. Cheers, guys.
All right. Hello, this is Chris from Sydney, and this is my top 5 gigs of 2015. Number 1 has to be a bath at the Manning Bar. Number 2 is Behemoth and Watain and Bolzer at the Metro. Number 3, this is a tough one. I suppose it has to be the 2015 Dime Show at the Lewisham. Number 4, Dismember, Wretch, Diminish the Gods and Necrology at the Bald-Faced Stag in September. And number 5 would have to be the Metal United Down Under, which was held across Australia, and we had it in Sydney.
Hey, this is Alistair's phone. Sorry, I can't reach the phone at the moment. I'm just busy. Just leave your name and number, or preferably send me a text, and I'll get back to you soon. See yous.
Alistair, you sack of shit. I told you I was going to call between 8 and 9, and you didn't even answer. You just rang out. Anyway, don't call me back. I'll call you. See ya.
Hi, sorry I missed your call. Leave your name and number and I'll give you a call back as soon as I can.
Dave, what are you doing to me? I told you I was going to call. Don't call me back. Bye.
Damien.
Isn't available right now.
It's a hat trick. Fuck. Hello, Dan. Tell me your top 5.
Okay, this is Dan from California. Here are my top 5 metal releases of 2015 in no particular order. First one is Armored Saint, Win Hands Down. I think this is an excellent return to form from one of my favorite bands since the 80s. Some standout tracks include Win Hands Down, Mess, and An Exercise in Debauchery. Number 2 would be Death Dealer, Hallowed Ground. Features Sean Peck of Cage on vocals, Stu Marshall, ex-Dungeon on guitar, and Ross the Boss, ex-Manowar also on guitar. This album is pretty much what Judas Priest wishes they could make today. Some of my favorite tracks on there include Gunslinger, Break the Silence, and The Way of the Gun. Number 3, Magnus Carlsen's Freefall, Kingdom of Rock. It's the second release from the Primal Fear guitarist, also known for his Alan Land releases. Great songs with guest vocalists that include Yorn, Joe Lynn Turner, Rick Altsey of Masterplan, and David Redman of Voodoo Circle, Pink Cream 69. Number 4, Stradivarius Eternal. This is the follow-up to their excellent 2013 release, Nemesis. They just keep putting out killer music. Timo Tolkki is just a distant memory for me. Kotapelto's voice is as strong as ever. Number 5, Empires of Eden. It's called Architect of Fear. This is their 4th release from the before-mentioned guitarist Stu Marshall, who used to be in Dungeon. This is an awesome metal masterpiece that includes vocalists Rick Altsey of Masterplan, Ralph Sheepers of Primal Fear, and Mike DeMeo, formerly of Riot. All the Empire of Eden releases are worth checking out. So thanks for listening. Check out my YouTube channel for videos of concerts that I've been to and recorded some songs. Just do a search, The Patester, all one word. Thanks, Andy.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.
Hello.
Hey, Matt. Tell me your top 5.
Okay, so this is Matt Hunter from Ballarat, and here are my top 5 board games that I've gotten into this year. So I don't think any of these have been released this year, but I've sort of just discovered them myself this year with my friends. So number 5 is the Game of Thrones version of Monopoly, which is a classic game everyone's played and had fun and with, but this has incorporated the Game of Thrones TV show into it, and adds a whole new spectacle to it. Number 4, Ticket to Ride. You beat your opponents by simply connecting cities by building railways and linking them all together and building the longest train. Number 3, Pandemic, where you have to fight to beat a disease. And this is the only game where I've actually had more fun losing than actually winning it. Number 2 would be Dominion. It's a deck building game, which I was surprised I got real fond of it really quick. I didn't really expect to like it, but I actually did. And number 1 would be Letters from Whitechapel, where you can choose between hunting Jack the Ripper through the back streets of London or becoming Jack yourself and trying to evade the police and get away from them. So that's my top 5, and thanks for hearing me out.
No worries at all. I don't know much about board games, but I'm quite intrigued now. I'll have to check a few of those out. So thank you very much.
Hi, this is Mark from Lord, Mark from Morganini, and Mark from Cairns, Australia. This is my top 5 list of insulting/derogatory words to deliver to the ears of idiots this year, 2015. Number 5, arse clown. You're a fucking arse clown. Number 4, drongo cunt. You fucking drongo cunt. Number 3, dead shit. You are literally dead shit. Number 2, faggot. You are a fucking faggot. Number 1, malacca. You're a malacca. You're a fucking malacca.
All right. Well, I'm glad he was prepared. Okay. Next. I can't even type properly.
Hi, this is Dave Humphries from Sydney, and here's my top 5 books I've read in 2015. Number 1, Adam Nagel-Darsky's Confessions of a Heretic. Finally a refreshing, no rockstar ego bullshit, just an honest account about his band and life so far. Number 2 is Molly Meldrum's Never-Ending Story, a great read about the most influential person and music show in Australian music history. There's no one Molly doesn't know, really. Coming in number 3, American Sniper. Forget the movie, just read the book, far better. Or Paul Stanley's Unmasked. I found it to be the most honest out of the 4 autobiographies from the 4 original members of KISS. And then number 5, mate, Gina Jameson's How to Make Love Like a Porn Star. Very honest and revealing look into the porn industry and the celebrity high and the low life.
Beautiful.
And that's it, mate.
Love your work. Thank you very much. All right, mate, tell me your top 5.
All right. Well, my name's Adam. I'm a session drummer from Sydney, and these are my top 5 reasons to be happy in 2015. We're going to go backwards to build suspense, mate, all right?
Go for it.
Okay, 5. You're alive. So be happy about that because there's lots of people that aren't. Number 4, Tony Abbott is no longer our PM. Number 3, I can access pornography literally anytime, anywhere on my mobile phone. Number 2, on the whole, humans are trying to be much nicer and respectful to each other. I think that's a good thing. And number 1, as everyone that's into movies knows, there's a film coming out in a few weeks, I think, that everyone's been looking forward to. So my number 1, Tarantino's new movie comes out Christmas Day.
Wasn't even expecting that. There you go. Nice one.
Thank you, mate. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. See you, mate. Bye-bye.
See you, bro.
Hey, this is Broden Penner from the soon-to-be released, soon-to-be-launched Answers to Questions Nobody's Asking podcast, arriving in 2016. And here are my top 5 things that I should probably feel worse about, but I don't. Some of them are quite old, but to me, they make the list every year. So number 5, wagging class in year 11 to see an early screening of Batman Begins. Number 4, in primary school, it was a very, very hot day and a teacher had left a can of paint under a car. I pulled it out, broke it open, threw it all over the ground, and another kid copped the blame for it. They called an assembly and I never came forward. I still feel bad about that, but the little kid was a little shit, so he got some boy who cried wolf action. Just the weekend gone, we were travelling back from Castlemarine to Bendigo. On the side of the road, we saw a girl walking with no shoes on in the middle of nowhere on a highway. I kind of felt bad that we didn't stop, but we did call the police to make sure that she was going to be all right. So I should probably feel worse about that, but I don't. The night before that, 3 a.m., the dogs start going absolutely nuts. I get out the back in me tidy whities and see my neighbour jump over the fence and start chasing a child. By child, I mean like 18 to 21, a cocky little shit, who was busting into his car. I went out there with me gruff big boy voice on and I go, what the fuck's going on out here? And we ended up giving this kid a stern talking to, which finished with my line, which was, you come into a nice neighbourhood and 2 overweight guys with beards come out in their undies, one of 2 things are going to happen. What the fuck do you think? And he left. Got away lucky, that guy. And my number 1, which did happen a couple of years ago, but it still makes number 1 every time. A friend of mine, Jordan, and I ended up getting the opportunity to meet all of the guys from Iron Maiden. He'd collected all their autographs previously, some of them anyway, including Adrian Smith and Nico McBrain.
Nice.
We got Bruce's autograph. We helped him with his luggage. We went back to the corner of the little hotel like roundabout. We're looking at her autographs going, awesome, awesome. And then a window goes down in a nearby car. Adrian Smith sticks his head out and goes, hey, boys, did you want me to get any of those? And I just turned back to him and going, nah, mate, it's all right. See ya. Just blew him off really badly. And he kind of looked backwards and forwards and kind of like, oh, okay. And he sat there for a minute and then slowly put his window back up awkwardly. Oh, sorry about that, the Coke burp. Sat there awkwardly. And later on, we laughed about it on the train. We just blew off Adrian Smith. Oh, my God, we're such assholes. But, so that's my number 1. That's number 1. Now, it wasn't in 2015, but it makes the list every year.
Every year. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Hey.
Go for it.
So this is Lucas from Brisbane. Here's my top 5 albums of 2015, starting with number 5, Aya by Parkway Drive. Pretty solid album the whole way through, non-skippable song. Crushes live. Number 4, Bring Me the Horizon, That's the Spirit. Going away from the original genre they were in, taking a more kind of pop rock route actually works for them. Ollie's vocal change has been awesome too. You can tell it's not straining his voice anymore. Number 3, Long Live by Atreyu. Basically going back to the old sound. The new sound kind of wasn't working for him, but just delivered an amazing album. Number 2, The Colour Before the Sun by Coheed and Cambria. Going away from the sci-fi concept that they've done for 7 albums and kind of having the balls to go, we're not going to do this anymore. Doing something that's incredibly personal and a passion project. It just, every track feels with so much love. It's just amazing. And number 1, Silence in the Snow by Trivium. Mad Heffy going away from the harsh vocals into the cleans for the whole album. You would think that it would feel like a completely different band, but they feel exactly the same. And it's just another killer album, not a skippable song on the whole thing.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
No, that's all good. What's this all for anyway?
My podcast.
Oh, brilliant.
You're famous.
Excellent. I'll make sure I sue the shit out of it. And to say I'm now famous, I'll be doing signings and shit like that.
Perfect. I'm going to keep this all in there as well.
All right, wicked. Thanks, man.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
My name is Ishan Kumar, and I write for Headbangers India, and these are my top 5 album cover designs for metal from 2015. So I'm going to go in ascending order of greatness. So at number 5, I would say it's the cover design for Niall's album, What Should Not Be Unearthed. I've always liked the kind of covers they've done by the Polish artist, and this one looks especially busy. There's all sorts of creepy crawlies around this mysterious triangle that has a lot of Egyptian symbology on it. After that would be, I don't know how metal this is, but Immortalized by Disturbed. I like how they have rocks forming up the Disturbed guy, the mascot, the guy with the big teeth. I don't know his name, but yeah. And I like how he's basically been immortalized by rock. After that would be In Times by Enslaved. It's a very mysterious looking album cover because, and it's a nice combination of simplicity and complexity, because you have the water, which is very well rendered out, and you have those squiggles for the giants, just very simple squiggly lines, but you can understand, that it's giants walking towards this light. And I like the overall red coloration of the entire album cover. After that is Shadowmaker by Apocalyptica. I especially like this one because it's all white. It's white subjects against a white background. And the only way they don't get lost into each other is because of the shadows that they form, because of each other's presence. So it really illustrates the title of the album very, very perfectly. I thought it was a really smartly done album cover. And then my favorite cover is Unleash the Archers, When Time Stands Still, because it's just so badass. It's this like huge predator kind of creature with chains breaking out of the earth. Like all kinds of things going over the top are happening in that album cover. But it's just so well done. It's just so much motion and so much fire, and it makes me feel so good every time I see it.
Hi, this is Wayne from Manchester, UK, and here are my top 5 albums. There are Periphery's Juggernaut, Alpha and Omega. I only just found these guys, and I have to say I'm actually quite impressed with them. Soilwork, The Ride Majestic, definitely an awesome album. Great comeback. Cattle Decapitation, the Anthropocene Extinction. I don't even know how to go into that album. There's lots of cool stuff in it. A lot of song titles with tongue-in-cheek. Necrogoblicon's Heavy Metal. Definitely an awesome album. More tongue-in-cheek, just guys having a good time playing heavy metal. And, Fear Factory's Genexus. I found their last couple of albums to be quite disappointing, and this was a fairly good comeback.
Mm-hmm. Hey there, pod people. This is Dave Balfour from Metal Evolution, organiser of Steel Assassins Festival. And I'm going to give you my top 5 Australian current thrash bands of 2015, seeing as though we have such a wealth of talent in that area at the moment. Number 5, I give you Asylum from Queensland, an amazing young band that has the world at their feet. I recommend you check them out. Number 4, In Malice's Wake, absolutely destructive band on stage. Have a new album out. They're going to be huge, this band. You've got to see this band. Number 3, Hellbringer from Canberra. always deliver. Australia's version of Sodom, really. They're unreal. Number 2, Desecrator. They have been wowing people everywhere, Europe, here. Professional, over-the-top, great band. And number 1, I have to say Harlot from Melbourne, who are probably untouchable in the thrash field at the moment. No one seems to really get near them, and they deserve everything they get. And that's it, short and sweet, like a thrash song. That's me, out.
So, yeah, hey, this is Johnny. I'm from Sydney, and these are my top 5 Aussie hardcore releases of 2015. Number 1 is iValiance's The Reject of Humanity. It's an EP. It's friggin' sick. Number 2 is North Lane's Node. That's unbelievable as well. Third is Parkway Drive's Ire. Fourth is Die Art's Holy War. And last but not least is Sky Dancer by In Halfway.
Hi, this is Andrew from Sydney, and this is my top 5 for 2015. The top food would be Cronuts, because they're just awesome. The top album or LP, I guess, of the year is What Tomorrow Brings by Lord, which I think you'd probably agree with. Top concert of the year, I think it's still when Lord played at Metro in October. You probably would think Fonzie was probably better, but I don't know. It's personal taste thing. I also think that for 2015, the greatest disgust or disappointment would be ISIS. I think most people would agree with that. I wouldn't pay them the privilege of talking any more about them. And my proudest moment was when my son said daddy for the first time, well, somewhat clearly. And yeah, so
fantastic.
Bit of a weird list.
No.
Hey, this is Mick from Mick J Photography. This is my top 5 gigs I've shot this year. Coming in at number 5 was Legions of Steel Festival in Melbourne. Amazing lineup of Australian talent. Number 4, Olivia Newton-John and John Farnham. Seeing these two together was just amazing. Getting to photograph it was even better. Number 3 was just this weekend past, was Rise Against, an amazing crowd and atmosphere at the Warden Pavilion. Number 2, AC/DC. Enough said. They are just amazing. And number 1 was probably one of the top 3 on my bucket list was Kiss. To get to do that in Newcastle was amazing. Cheers. Thank you.
Love it. Thanks.
Hey, this is Jez from Armidale. Here's my top 5 2015 public figures that need to fuck right off. Number 5 is Adele the singer. Your music bores me a fair bit, and your persona bores me even more. Number 4, Malcolm Turnbull. Wearing $5,000 suits isn't the best way to connect with the working classes, you friggin' moron. I can smell your expensive aftershave through the TV. Number 3, Indy Owen. Your claim to fame is that your dad was an idiot. Please get out of the public sphere and go back to keeping that weird Steve Irwin personality cult alive up at the zoo in Maryborough. Number 2, Jared Hayne. NFL is shit and you're part of Hillsong. Get off the planet. And number 1, Ronda Rousey. You punch people for a living. You're not an inspiration to anyone. That's it. I did wrong.
Well, this is Django from Sydney, and this is my top 5 doubles track listings from Tribulation, Children of the Night. So the first one is Strange Gateways, Beckon and Melancholia. The second is In the Dreams of the Dead and Winds. Third is Silverflicht and the Mother of God. Fourth is Strain of Horror and Holy Libations. And the fifth is Quarter Hovanus and Music from the Other.
I love it. You bend the rules.
I bend everything.
Thanks, mate. The check's in the mail.
Thanks.
Well, hey, I'm Alistair from Sydney. I play drums in Under Night's Cover, and my top 5 releases for this year. Number 5 would definitely be Thy Art Is Murder with Holy War. Number 4, I'd probably put August Burns Red with Sound in Faraway Places. Number 3 would be Parkway Drive with Ire. Number 2 will probably be the new Mowgli EP, and number 1, hands down, will be Miles Away with Tide.
Hi, I'm Mark from Sydney. I play in the band Under Night's Cover, and this is my top 5 scotches of 2015 list. Number 5 is the Rich Leditch Octomore 6.1. Number 4 is the Lafroig 10-year. Number 3 is the Arbelauer 12-year twin cask matured. Number 2 is the Cragganmore 10 year. And number 1, the best Scotch of 2015 is the Brewmore Small Batch.
Oh, I love it. Love
I
your
love
work.
you. All right, everyone, check out Under Night's cover. That's the list. Fuck yeah.
Hello. So this is Dr. Hex from Albatross and Primitive, and I am live on the Andy Dowling podcast. And like this year, we released our album Fear from the Skies. Also, Primitive releases our next album titled Immortal and early next year. So do check that out. Today I'll be sharing my top 5 list for 2015 with you guys. So hope you enjoy it. So about my list which follows, I haven't really heard a lot of music this year because I heard the Slayer album at the beginning of the year and I completely hated it, and that took my interest away from new music. So I'll give you the 5 albums that I've kind of enjoyed. So beginning from number 5, Ghost Meliora was okay. It was your Ghost album. Nothing extraordinary, but it was great. Raven's Party Killers album was great. I mean, that comes at my number 4. That's number 4 on my list, simply because it is a cover only album and there are no originals on it. But the album, I mean, if it just on the basis of performance, it would probably be my favorite album this year. I know people. Number 3 is Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls. People have very divided opinions about this particular album, but I thought it's one of the strongest efforts since, I would say, maybe Brave New World. I mean, to me at least, I mean, from even before that, maybe Seventh Son. Number 2 is an album that Andy should be quite familiar with. It's called What Tomorrow Brings by Lord.
Oh.
And it's definitely one of my favorite albums this year. Once again, I wish it had more original material because the 26 minutes long song was extraordinarily good. And so was the second song. I believe that was an original song as well.
That's right.
So those 2 songs were awesome. And I would have to say number 1 song, number 1 album on my list, is Atom by Atom by Satan, the NWO BHM band from the UK, obviously. The album, I mean, it is classic NWO BHM. It's one of the strongest albums that I've heard in a long, long time, and for me, it's pretty much a winner.
Well, actually, this is Stu McGill from Silent Night. I'm going to do my top 5 2015 concerts that we played because I haven't had much time for anything else. I have no life. Number 5 would be the Silent Night album launch in Perth, which is our hometown gig, and it went really well. And then we've got a whole bunch of egotistical shows like number 4 with David Ellison from Megadeth, big hero of mine. Number 3 was Zach Wild, Black Label Society. The other night, probably our biggest show in Perth ever. Number 2, Hammer Sonic in Indonesia, our biggest show ever, which was in Jakarta, and a lot of fun. And number 1, Halloween, first time, big time power metal band in Perth, and we got to do that one too. So really enjoyed that and got the bonus of hanging out with the guys. So that's my year. Very, very cool.
Hey, this is Steve Lammy from Defenders of the Metal Faith, and he is my top 5 tins of 2015. Coming in at number 5, we have the ever-reliable Heineken can. How good are they? It's just got Jeff Hanneman written all over it. You just can't go past the Heineken tin. It's just awesome. Coming in at number 4, and a surprise this year, it's the Asahi tin. 4 for $25. How good are they? You can't go past it. Coming in at number 3, and a bit of a bolter, is the Carlsberg tin. And the only reason this gets a mention is because the awesome gig at the Metro featuring Halloween, Lord and Darker Half. I was with Mike Ryan. We're at the bar. What are we drinking? Carlsberg tins. How good are they? Coming in at number 2. Am I at number 2 yet?
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2, and a big bolter for this year, is the Lazy Yak tin. Fat Yak was a good pale ale. Lazy Yak was just a damn improvement. And Matilda Bay, kudos to you. You've created a great tin with the Lazy Yak. And coming at number 1, still undefeated in all of Lammy's prestigious tin rageous career, is the Sapporo tin. 666 mil of Japanese ingenuity, actually brewed in Canada, but we're just going to overlook that. But yes, the Sapporo tin. It actually comes in at number 1, and it always will be the number 1 tin, and that is my top 5 tins of 2015. I'm Steve Lammy. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much.
G'day, I'm Nico from Terrafest. I've got 5 albums from this year. Pretty much just sludge and stoner rock stuff that, absolutely hit home for me. So Elder's Law by the band Elder. They're a Portland trio, and they toured earlier this year. Went down to Melbourne to see them. Absolutely smashing psychedelic stoner rock. Easily one of the most exciting bands of the last few years that I've ever heard, and their album Law is just absolutely phenomenal. So pretty much as well as that, one of the best things that I've heard for the past couple of years, one of the heaviest things at least anyway, is Horse Hunter. They're Melbourne lads and quite young fellas as well. And they released an album called Caged in Flesh. Kind of self-released last year, but it was released properly on a label this year. So that's got to count to some extent. If not, otherwise, Watchtower's EP is definitely the number 1 as far as Australian stuff goes. Clutch did Psychic Warfare. That's an absolutely huge album. Easily top 5 material right there. Absolutely phenomenal album. Total epic. What else we got? I'm lost. How many is that? Is that 3 or 4?
Oh, I've lost count already.
So I'm going to say All Them Witches. They released an album called The Dying Surfer Meets His Maker. And it's easily one of the most chilled out albums I've heard in a long while. It's beautiful tones, great acoustic guitar playing, and just this really great psychedelic vibe going on. It's absolutely smashing, so well worth checking out.
Right, this is Tim from Lord, and I was going to do my top 5 poos that I've done this year list of 2015, but I thought that was a bit nutty, lol, and decided to do my top 5 list items from a top 5 list, which is pretty fantastic. It's kind of listception, as it were. So number 5 is item number 5. And it seems appropriate that item number 5 is actually 5th on the list. Number 4 is item number 4. Now, I thought long and hard about this one, but I finally settled on item 4 being 4th. Item number 3 is item 2. Yeah, this surprised me as well, but I expected it to come in much higher on the list, but it wasn't quite the gold standard I would have expected from the number 2 spot, so I bumped it down to 3. Item number 2 is item number 1. And this was my surefire bet for first place on my top 5 lists of 2015. And sure, it is right up there, but I had no idea there'd be other shock favourites like we've seen this year, so it's number 2. And finally, item number 1 is item number 3. And yep, item number 1 on my top 5 list items from a top 5 list is item number 3. It was slow to get going, but it quickly shot to the first spot for me. So, yeah, there's our winner. It's an absolute classic, and I'm very, very proud of it. So that's my list.
This is Chris from Vanishing Point. Leave a message, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Chris from Vanishing Point, and you're listening to Andy's podcast. This is my top 5, top 6 or whatever of 2015. In no particular order. The new Orpheus Amiga, I think it's great. New Harlot is great. New Black Majesty is pretty cool as well. Other things I like that happened in 2015 that are non-metal related, basically that Tony Abbott was fucked off out of politics, although he won't shut up. I visited buying another guitar, nearly finished writing an album, and I finally accepted my baldness. How's that?
I love that last one.
Yeah, I'm not walking around with a barcode on my head anymore. I beat it before it beat me, and I shaved it off.
Well, congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. I'm a fellow pinhead, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, mate. Well, thank you.
The good thing about it is, I don't have to use conditioner or nothing. I get in the shower and I'll wash for not even 5 seconds, and I wash behind my ear for about 6, and I'm fine.
Think of all that money you're saving in hair product.
You know, I used to be endorsed by Weller.
Did you?
and then when I lost my hair, they fucking cancelled my contract. Bastards.
You're funny, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate the contribution.
No worries, Andy, man. Listen, quick hello to everybody out there, and have a happy and safe Christmas, and yeah, keep the show going, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care, mate.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
Hi, this is TJ from Rule 34, and these are my top 5 indie games that you aren't playing enough of this year. Number 5, Quest for Infamy. This is a point-and-click adventure, just like King's Quest, and it's made partially by an Australian company. Number 4, One Way Heroics. One Way Heroics is a Japanese indie game where in each step you take and each movement you make, the screen scrolls and gets shorter and you get closer to dying. Number 3, Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a platformer in where whenever you die, your son or daughter comes along and takes over from where you died, except they have a congenital condition such as gigantism or dwarfism or colorblindness or incontinence. Number 2, Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep is a fully immersive game that is currently on Steam Greenlight Early Access. Like Minecraft, except your plane has crashed in the middle of the Pacific and you need to somehow survive for as long as you can. Number 1, Ingress. Ingress is a new style of game by ex-Google startup Niantic, which is a new genre called augmented reality. Think of it as Capture the Flag meets King of the Hill, except in the real world, overlaid the map of the planet. Capture portals, link portals into fields, and battle against the opposing team of random strangers in your city.
My name is Alan, and I live in Demorest, Georgia, the United States of America. And this is my top 5 Prague Power USA 16s from 2015. Number 5, Helker. The Argentinian band has a lead singer that looks like Hagrid from Harry Potter, but he sings like Dio. Number 4, Jeff Scott Sato. Amazing old guy. He rocks. Number 3, Native Construct. Odd band, guys. If you like Haken, go check them out. Number 2, Riverside. And number 1, without a doubt, Voyager. I also look forward to seeing Andy's band Lord at 2016 at Prague Power.
Hi, this is Belinda from Made by Miss B, and this is my top 5 artists that I've had on rotation for 2015. So number 1, well, they're not really in an order. We've got Alice in Chains, Truck Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age, the Alkaline Trio, and Mark Lanigan.
Hey, this is Jerry from Sydney, and these are my top 5 picks for Triple J's top hottest 100 for 2015 in no particular order. I've got The Wombats, Be Your Shadow, Boo Seeker, Deception Bay, Churches, spelled CHVRCHES, Clearest Blue, the latest Bring Me the Horizon single, Drown, and top of the list, British India, who supported the Rolling Stones last year with their single Wrong Direction.
Look, man, I'll be honest with you. Like when you mentioned this, I was bursting at the seams with ideas like a pack of mints at the shops full of botulism. But I'm Luke from Perth, and this is my top 5 reasons why I'm not going to see Star Wars at the cinema. Number 1 is I'd rather wait for it to get on the internet so I can download it and chill with a lady friend. Right. Number 2 is I don't go to the pubs for sausage fests. Why would I go to the cinema? Number 3 is Disney has given me an unrealistic expectation
on how women should be. Number 4 is there's a court order in place that prevents me from using force. Yeah. And I can't think of it. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. 5's open to interpretation.
All right.
Hey, this is Peter Hodson from iHeartGuitarBlog.com, and these are my top 5 things in guitar for 2015. Number 5 is the Blackstar Fly 3, which is a really cool little baby amp that you can play guitar through or use as computer speakers and all sorts of stuff. It's tiny, it's cheap, and it's kind of adorable. Number 4 is Gibson USA's 2016 lineup, where you now have the option of choosing a traditionally built kind of guitar or a more modern thing with, robotic tuners and a wider, more kind of shred-worthy neck, which is pretty cool. So now you have the choice, whereas in 2015 you didn't. Number 3 is the rise of Ormsby guitars. These Australian-made guitars are amazing quality, and if you follow them on social media, they're really engaged. They're doing some amazing stuff with multi-scale guitars and extended range, 7-string kind of thing. Really cool stuff. Number 2 is Zach Wild's Wild Audio. Zach has left Gibson and Marshall and Jim Dunlop and set up his own guitar brand. I got to play these guitars in January at Zach's hotel room and shred for that guy, which was pretty intimidating. But the guitars are really nice, and they'll be unveiled officially at NAMM next month. And number 1 coolest thing in guitar gear this year, I think, is the Carvin Jason Becker guitar, which is a replica of the guitar that Jason used back in David Lee Roth days. It's like a wood finish, but it's got multicolored pickups and multicolored fretboard inlays. It's really cool. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups that Jason designed, and it's, proceeds go to Jason, and it's just a really, really cool thing to get your hands on.
Hey, this is Brendan Smith from Leeton, New South Wales. My top 5 albums of the week were The Flogs Collection, Aerion's The Human Equation, Dark Tranquillity's Haven, Lagerstein's Drink Till We Die, and Allison's Halo's Eye Dazzler. Cheers.
Hello, this is Jason from Truth Corroded, and this is my top 5 crazy things that have happened to us on tour in 2015 and not quite 2015. At number 5, we're going to go with partying and drinking with the Chinese drug lords in Shenzhen, China. Number 4, we will go with seeing a 2-headed lady in Prague. Number 3, we'll go with being drugged by the Yakuza in Tokyo. Number 2 is being put on the terrorist watch list while we're in England. And number 1 is having a loaded machine gun put on us while we're in Shinjuku, Tokyo. So that's our crazy list, and they are all true.
Hey there, it's Chris from Truth Corroded, and here are my top 5 albums for 2015. We've got Red Apollo, Altruist, Silosis, Dormant Heart, Black Dahlia Murder, Abysmal, Rivers of Nile, Monarchy, and Hope Drone, Cloak of Ash.
Awesome.
Hi, this is Matt from Melbourne, and these are my top 5 Jimmy from Mason encounters of 2015. Number 5, Mr. Zach Wild. Number 4, Ingrid Malmsteen with Charlie Butter. Number 3, Mr. Mega Dave Mustaine. Number 2, the sexy Ronda Rousey. Charlie Wing, am I right? And number 1, the number 1 encounter of 2015, Mr. Jonathan the Juggernaut Barwick from the mighty Cabra. James, I don't know how you're cornering these guys. I mean, for God's sake, man, it's not like you can just corner Jono at a merch table, am I right? Oh, well, those are my top 5 encounters of 2015. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Hey, this is Rob Giles from Carbon Black, and here's the top 5 meals I cooked at home in 2015. Number 5 is lasagna. You can't beat a good lasagna. It's always a hit with the family. Number 4, a lamb sarg spinach curry. Number 3, chicken laksa noodle soup. Number 2, pizzas in my outdoor oven outside. Always a hit with the family. Number 1, cheese fondue. Fontina cheese from Italy. It's the best. Hey, this is Slim from Stormporch, and these are my top 5 cheeses of 2015. Number 5, I've got Mainland Cheddar, Cheddar Masters Mature Cheddar. I like eating pasta, you like eating pasta. Put that in your pasta, you cheeky devil. It will make it taste amazing. Number 4 is Italian cheeses mozzarella. Well, what you eat, and I like pizza. You like pizza too. Number 3, Alpine Valley Colby. Sometimes you just want to straight up grill some cheese in a fry pan. I do. It's tried, it's trusted, it never fails. Coming in at number 2 is Mama's Feta. I said about pasta before I like it, and I'm not lying about that. This is great on pasta with its salty taste and crumbly texture. Makes any salad just amazing. And coming in at my number 1 is Mainland Smoked Cheddar. When it's Friday night, you want to hit the crackers and hit the town, this is my go-to. Thanks for listening.
Hey, this is Patrick Emmett, now writing for I Probably Hate Your Band. That's iphyb.com. And these are my top 5 albums of 2015. Number 5 is probably one of the most anticipated Aussie metal releases this year, King Parrot with Dead Set. It's out through Housecore and EVP Records. Number 4 is Cattle Decapitation, The Anthropocene Extinction, out now through Metal Blade. Number 3 is In Malice's Wake, Light Upon the Wicked, another Aussie band. The rest of the list is Aussie. That's out now through Italian label Punishment 18. Number 2, another Metal Blade band, Harlot with Proliferation from Melbourne. And number 1, the Tassie Devils themselves, Psychroptic, with their self-titled and their best release to date. That is the best album of 2015. If you want to see the rest of my list, I will be debuting my first article on I Probably Hate Your Band soon, and I will have a top 10, maybe top 15, with some other albums you should check out.
Hey, this is Mitch from Hermina, and these are my top 5 of 2015. Getting my Ibanez RG927 WZ-CZ that I bought last month. That's a bit of a tongue twister for you, but it is an amazing guitar. Number 2, having amazing bandmates. They are awesome, and I love gigging with them. I love touring with them. Number 3, Tara May's Her Halo. Absolutely fantastic CD and album, and I spin it almost every day. It's awesome. Number 4, discovering Southern Suns and getting 2 of the best albums ever in Australian rock. And lastly, number 5, recording our 3rd album, which will be out next year, and it is absolutely going to kick ass, and I can't wait to show everyone. Thank you.
Hey, this is Dougie from Hermina. My top 5 records for 2015 are Tara May's Her Halo, probably one of the best progressive metal albums to come out of our country ever. Bring Me the Horizon, That's the Spirit, an album for metalheads who secretly listen to pop in their basements. Leprous, The Congregation, and they're coming next year with Voyager at the end of January, so make sure you come down and check that out. Caligula's Horse, Bloom. Everyone's been talking about this album. If you haven't heard it spoken about yet, then you're probably not using Facebook enough. And maybe the surprise choice for number 5, Hiatus Coyote, Choose Your Weapon, Future Soul, Gangster Shit.
This is Anne Sash of Melbourne. My top 5 vocal influences this year, 2015, are Anne Wilson, John Arch, Deborah Harry, Bruce Dickinson, and Lord Tim.
G'day Andy, this is Andrew from Taree, and my top 5 beers of 2015 is on the list. So, we're working backwards from 5, so we've got 5 would be the White Rabbit Dark Ale, 4 being the Nine Tails by James Squire, the Amber Ale, with Murray's Whale Ale as number 3, number 2 the Little Creatures Pale Ale, and number 1 the Chancer, the Golden Ale. Oh. Beautiful stuff.
Hey, this is Cam from Silent Night, and these are my top 5 gigs of 2015.
So first off the rank, we got Opeth, absolute flawless show. Halloween, we played with him, and that was, once again, really flawless. Cold Chisel, quite unexpected. Barnsley was top form. The Eagles, which obviously another one I've been dynasty for years, and they were, perfect harmonies and all that kind of stuff. And one I haven't seen quite as yet, but I'm pretty sure is going to top my gigs for 2015, John Farnham, because John Farnham. So, yeah.
Because of John Farnham, that's it. Exactly right. And that will be your number one, I guarantee it.
Oh, totally, yeah. I think fourth time seeing him now, so yeah, I'm totally keen.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hey, this is Mick Jeffrey from Aversion's Crown and Widow to Sea with my top 5 memes I've seen this week in 2015. And these are going to sound terrible over the phone, so I thought this would work really well. The first one is, the caption is, "When you text a hoe," and it's a photo of a dude texting, but he's got condoms on his fingers. The second one is, the caption is, "When you're in your Nissan and the motor blows up," and it's a photo from Jackass the movie when a whole heap of dildos explode. The next one says, "When you're about to have a foursome but you can't stop making spicy memes," and it's a photo of a dude sitting in a bed with 4 chicks making out around him, and he's just looking at his phone. And the next one is a photo of one of the giant, one of the ball pumps you use to pump up a soccer ball, etc. And the caption says, "Just found this massive syringe at my local park right beside where the kids play football. Absolutely disgusting." And the last one says, "How I act when Bae says she'll make garlic bread if I'm good," and it's a photo of an old man acting all happy and sexy.
All right, how you going? This is Craig from the Northern Beaches, and this is my top 5 foods with bacon in it for 2015. Number 1, hamburger with bacon and cheese, no salad. Number 2, bacon and egg roll. Number 3, French toast with crispy bacon. Number 4, pancakes, maple syrup, and bacon. And number 5 is my specialty, sautéed onion, mushroom and bacon, pepper and salt, bit of garlic. When it's done, add some double cream, turn the heat off, and add a bit of finely chopped coriander. That's it. It's my top 5 bacon dishes for 2015.
That's pretty epic. Thanks so much.
G'day. How you going? Hey, it's Roxy Catalano here, ex-singer of De La Cruz and current singer-guitarist of Catalano. And this is my top 5 tins of beer for 2015. Fifth on the list, I'm going to go with PBR, the Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's a good old-fashioned American leg shaker, pretty cheap and vibey, and good to crush on your old skull. Fourth place, going to get taken out by Tooheys New, the Great Blue Tin. Now, people say if you drink it, you don't have taste buds, but quite frankly, you don't really need them. It's good to, chuck in the vomit comet and do a few kneel down. Third place, I'm going to say Suntory Premium, the real screamer, straight from the land of the rising vibe. Eat 10 of those rice burners and you'll go pretty kamikaze, that's the thing. Number 2, Kahoo from Finland. It's Scandinavian piss. It comes in a black tin, which is pretty heavy metal, to be fair. It means bear, like the animal in Finland. And it goes down like a Finnish girl, to be fair. Keeps up a bit like the midnight sun. First place is a big decider. Goes to the Golden Globe, I reckon. The Milton Mango. The Lemon of Doom, 4X Gold. People say it's a bit rubbish, Kitsamiti, but I say they're a bit rubbish because after a few Queenslanders on the back end of a theatre act, I reckon they'll be sitting beside the Billabong, that's for sure.
This is Michelle from Adelaide, and this is my top 5 terrible zombie movie titles released in 2015. Number 5, MILFs versus Zombies. Number 4, Me and My Mates versus the Zombie Apocalypse. Number 3, Attack of the Psychedelic Zombies, Man. Number 2, Crack House of the Dead. Number 1, Zombie Cats from Mars.
Zombie Cats from Mars? Jeez.
Hey, this is Dieter from Maitreya, and my top 5 gigs that I probably should have seen this year but didn't. 1, Bolt Thrower. What a tragedy. Rip Martin Kearns.
2, AC/DC. I had to sell my tickets the week of the show. Damn it. 3, Lamb of God, Kill or Be Killed. I was at Soundgarden instead. 4, Machine Head. I got no reason why I didn't go. I just didn't go. And 5, Abbott. Damn these international conflicts. But I was at Halloween Lord instead, which I think was probably the better show.
Hey, this is Chris from Orpheus Omega, and this is my top 5 list of movies for 2015. The Martian, Ant-Man, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Straight Outta Compton, and even though it's not out yet, I'm going to go ahead and assume Star Wars Force Awakens will be in there.
Hey guys, Mitch here with my top 5. I got Sebulba's new release, Reactions Fellas from Adelaide. I got Young Wolf, Familiar Comfort, Boys from Newcastle, and Turnstile Step to Rhythm as my top 5 albums of the year.
Hello, this is Mick calling from Iceland. My top 5 for 2015 are as follows. Swallow the Sun, Songs from the North, Parts 1, 2, and 3. Skepticism, Ordeal. Icelandic black metal is Misstemming with Songvar Els og Ogredu. Catatonia, number 4, with Sanctitude, their brand new live album. And coming in number 5 would be Rollo Tomasi and Grievances.
I'm Carl from Melbourne. My top 5 is, I'll play rugby again for the first 10 years. I went snowboarding for the first time. I went scuba diving for the first time. I recorded in Malice's Wake album, and I got endorsed by Spectre.
Lovely. That's not a bad year.
Not bad, eh?
Nice work, man.